reach out your paddles and then you can pull each other in. Very good. Good. Now this formation right here is called a raft. This is the most stable formation we can have as kayakers. If everyone holds on to their neighbor's kayaks, we can have 1 meter, 2 meter waves out here, and we will just go over them like a caterpillar, like this, until one person lets go. Then we're fucked. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna be in the front of this tour. Jakob will be in the back, yelling at the stragglers to pick up the pace. So when it's time to take a break, I'm gonna do this with my paddle. That means it's time to start forming a new raft, like this one. The only rule I have on the raft is that you all face the same way. If one person is the other way, it's gonna make it difficult for them to hear me. The most safe way to approach a raft, I saw some people right now with their hands out reaching for their neighbors. That is a very easy way to capsize the kayak. It's much safer to just reach your paddle out, get someone to hold on to it, and then slowly pull yourselves in. Like this. Yeah, that is the safest way. If you want to do this, then be my guest. I can rescue you, no problem. But for your sake, it's safe. Yeah. I'm gonna show you a couple paddle strokes that you're gonna need today. So like we have been through already, the people in the back seats now, you are the captains of your kayaks. The people in the front seat, you are the engine of the kayak. So you have your roles. It's important that you play your part. The kayaks, they don't work with two captains, so when they want to go opposite ways. And they don't work with two engines, no one steering. So it's important you play your part. So for just a normal forward stroke, is going to start out, put the whole blade of the paddle into the water where your feet are and pull back to your hips and then alternate. Just nice and easy, nice and calm motion. Remember to rotate your body as you paddle. For the people in the back seat, you match the pace of the person in front of you. You can see them, they can see you. That you paddle on the same side at the same time. If you're about to hit something that you don't want to hit and you want to stop, simply put the paddle in the water like so on either side. That's going to make you stop. Of course, if you want to hit them, then you can accelerate. And then backwards paddling is the same as forwards, but in reverse. Put the paddle in the water at your hips, you push to your toes, and then you alternate. Yeah. And then comes the big one, turning. There's two ways to turn a kayak. The first one is if you want to turn to the right, you simply paddle on the left side only, like so. Goddamn kayakers. But this requires quite a lot of energy. So the more efficient way of doing it is that you make a rudder with your paddle, like so. If you do this on the right side, Jesus Christ.
This is how not to do it.
Talk about rude. If you make this rudder on the right hand side of the kayak will turn to the right. If you do it on the left side, it will turn to the left. But you need a little bit of speed for this to work. Which brings me back to the engines. The best thing you can do as engines to help your captain steer is to maintain the speed. Keep the speed up. Yeah? So you're going to need just a little bit of forward momentum. And then you put the paddle in the water. Give it a little push. And then you turn to the right. Same thing on the left side. Now the final thing. thing is we as kayakers very vulnerable to currents and movement in the water, which is why at all times it's very important we keep a safe distance to the cruise ship. You never know what your crazy captain might do. If he starts the engines and we are too close, then again, fuck. So we're gonna go through the bridge now as soon as this clown in the green kayak is giving us the space. And then we're gonna make a sharp left turn to head away from the cruise ship before we cross the fjord. Yeah? Any questions? No? Ready to go?
So but there are three main reasons why people capsize in a kayak. First one is when we are making the raft like this, you are leaning too much over, and then you will capsize. The other is incoming waves. That's not a big problem today, but we have some rib boats that's going. So in that case, maybe turn your front a bit towards the wave to meet it. And the last one, and that's actually the most common, that is the selfie. So the person in the front grabs the phone, come on, get in the photo, and the person in the back is like, yeah, hello, and we can of course take a picture of you then, but when you have tipped over, but it isn't that good to take a photo underneath the surface. So yeah, that's the three main reasons why people capsize.
Good. So this is usually what happens. The first raft we make inside of the bay here, everyone's a little afraid of, or they want to be polite. No, sorry, and then just gently crashing into each other. Sorry, excuse me, sorry. And then by the time we make the next one over there, everyone's just into each other. That's usually what happens.
It's efficient.
It's efficient,
Yes.
yeah. We're gonna turn you around slightly.
So hold on tight to your neighbor. Your neighbor is just cockpit on the side here.
Now we're going to turn the whole raft around. right, that was the tour. Thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed. No, I just want to talk a little bit about Olden. What you see in front of you is, in my opinion, the best view we have to offer in this country, especially on a day like today. The village of Olden has about 500 residents, locals that live here all year round. In the peak season though, there's closer to 1,000. We have a lot of seasonal workers come to work with the cruise ships, and then by September, October, they go back. But even though there's only 500 people who live here, we have in Olden, annually, we have between 1 and 1.2 million tourists every year. If you look into the valley there, you follow the valley to the end, and then it kind of turns a little to the left. That's where you will find the Briksdal Glacier at the innermost part of the valley. It is the most visited glacier in Norway, with over 1 million visitors yearly. And mostly because it's probably one of the most accessible. You can take a bus all the way up there, and then it's a 2.5 kilometer hike into the glacier itself, and they have these little electric troll cars that they use to drive you all the way in if you'd like. So it's very, very accessible, even if you're in a wheelchair or if you have no legs or whatever. It's very accessible. Right now though, it's only a small piece of ice on the top of the mountain. But if we rewind time back to the last ice age, the Briksdal Glacier come down to the valley. It would continue out to where we are now, and it would continue out towards all the way out to the coast. 111 kilometers all the way to the coast. The way that the glaciers behave is that they constantly move back and forth. They move a couple meters every year, and over the course of thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years, the glacier actually shaped the valley. So it chisels on the bottom and on the side of the mountain, because the solid blue ice. The solid blue ice of the glacier is harder and denser than the rock in the mountains. So that way it kind of digs out the valley and the fjord. So if we were to drain, if you look into the valley here, you will see that it's very much U-shaped. And it's the same thing if we were to drain all the water from the fjord, you would find the same U shape on the bottom of the fjord all the way out. And this goes for every single fjord in Norway. They were all shaped the same way. Same thing with the mountaintops. You see they're rounded, most of them. We have a few dramatic mountains in Norway, but most of them are very rounded because of erosion from the glaciers. So there would be, in the ice age, there would be about 2 kilometers of solid thick ice on top of us here. So the mountain right here, that is almost 1,000 meters high, so roughly twice that would be the thickness of the ice. So you can imagine the power it gets when it moves back and forth. If you were to compare the valley here and the mountains here with the same in say in the French Alps, for example, Austrian Alps, or the Rocky Mountains, or Himalayan mountains, you'll find that the valleys you'll find there are much more V-shaped, and the mountains tend to be a lot pointier, because the mountains were shaped by or formed by 2 tectonic plates that crashed. So the mountains were actually pushed up from the earth, which is why Mount Everest, for example, a couple of years ago it was 8,848. Last year it's measured again, it was 8,849. So it's actually growing, the valleys there are shaped like a V because they are also eroded, but they are eroded by rivers, and the river only chisels at the bottom, so it gets very, very pointy at the bottom. the shape of the mountains here because it's shaped like a U. It's flat at the bottom, and then as you follow the mountain up, it gets steeper and steeper and steeper. This is the reason why we have so many avalanches in Norway. In Ålen Valley alone, we have roughly 20 avalanches every single winter. Because for an avalanche to happen, it has to be between 27 and 45 degrees incline. And when the mountain looks like this, it gets steeper and steeper and steeper. At some point, you're going to hit that sweet spot, which is the reason why we have so many avalanches. And I have even, as the guide I am, I have even provided you with some evidence. If you look up here, you see the gap in between the trees there, and right above there's nothing growing there. So every single spring, usually around this time of year, if you follow the mountain up to the top, you will see there is an overhang of snow in the mountain. And usually this time of year, that overhang breaks and it falls down, and then it triggers an avalanche. And the avalanche ends up, all the debris ends up in between the trees there. This year though, we've had record low amounts of snow in Norway in general. It's been the warmest winter in over 70 years. So instead of snow, we've had a lot of rain. Now though, there is still an overhang and it is still going to break, and most likely it is still going to be an avalanche, but it's not going to come anywhere near those trees. It will probably stop. I don't think it's going to go further than where there is still snow in the mountains now. But normally the amount of snow you see in the mountain now, this time of year, multiplied by 20. That's like a normal amount of snow. Hopefully that is not a trend that's going to continue. We get worse and worse winters. Hopefully this was just a year that we can just forget about. Next year will be better. Hopefully. But global warming is a thing, so you never know. Maybe this is the new standard. And people who like snow, like me and Jakob, ski and do all sorts of winter activities, maybe we'll just have to move to Siberia.
Probably.
Yeah, we'll just move to Siberia together, build a cabin, live life there. But even in Siberia, actually, when we're talking about it, they also had a very warm winter, and they actually had +2 degrees for a couple of days in January.
Wow.
Which is, it's supposed to be -40 there. It's crazy. So this is usually where we turn around. Like Jakob mentioned, we are expecting some stronger winds. It's gonna come from over there. So if we go further now and then it starts picking up, then we're gonna be very exposed if we go any further. So we're gonna stop here, talk a little bit about the mountains. I've gotten some questions about some local folklore. We're gonna tell you a little bit about that as well. And then there's time to take some pictures, roam around a little on your own, and then we start heading back. Yeah? Sounds like a plan?
Yeah.
All right. So first I'm going to talk about a little bit about the mountains in the area. Starting off with this one. This is the Loen Skylift on the top there. I don't know if you have any plans on going there today. I do recommend it today. It's going to be a very nice view up there on a day like today. We do have days where it's very foggy, the clouds are very low, so there are days where we don't recommend it, but today should be a fantastic day. The flat building on the left side is a restaurant, very romantic restaurant, quite expensive. If you're planning to propose today, then that is a good place to do it. And once you're up there, you can choose either to take the skylift back down, or you can hike back down, walking on the little road that goes there, zigzagging down the mountain there. Or you can do what a lot of people do and take the fast way down. It's a very popular place for base jumping, wingsuit flying, paragliding, stuff like that. So they've actually built a ramp underneath the restaurant for people to jump off. So if you're feeling brave, then you can get down in about 20 seconds.
So you jump off this side, but where is the actual lift up? I don't think it's on the other side.
You see all the way on the right side there, the structure, and then it goes down. It follows the road down. There is a gondola on its way up now, in the middle of the trees there.
Oh yeah.
You see it?
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, in the middle of the trees.
Yeah.
And then in the middle of the mountain there is one coming down as well. They're about to meet soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the start of the skylift is just right around the corner on the bottom there.
Wow.
Oh, I see them.
Should we hold on
You're
tight?
about to relook.
So the mountain on which the skylift is located is called Mount Hoven, and Hoven translates to the hoof, like the hoof of the horse. And this is one of the many mountains in the area that was named by the Vikings. So the Vikings, they lived here from roughly 700 to 1100 after or AC, and they used the fjords, they used the mountains, and they named a lot of the mountains. Still use the same names today. Hoven is one of them. And the story behind the name Hoven is that Odin, the All-Father of the Norse gods, one of his main jobs was to welcome the fallen warriors into Valhalla. But the Vikings, they didn't believe that the gods were like the, let's say, the Christian God or the Muslim God, where the God is almighty. They believe that they have many different gods, and they were all human, but they had some extra powers. They were basically fallen warriors from even older times that they prayed to. So Odin, he was the the god of war, and the All-Father, and the mightiest of them. And but to get to Valhalla, this was a different world. So they didn't believe that Odin could just go there himself. So he needed a horse to get there, a big magical horse called Sleipnir. And this horse, Sleipnir, it was huge. He had 8 legs, and he had the ability to ride from Middle-earth or Midgard to Valhalla and back. On his free time, Odin's favorite activity was to take Sleipnir out and for joyrides and jump from mountaintop to mountaintop. And one day they jumped from Skarsteinsfjellet, which is this one behind you, with the overhang that we talked about, across the fjord, all the way to Mount Hoven. But Sleipnir didn't quite stick his landing; it was a little bit too far for him. So one of his hind legs slammed into the mountainside, and that's why we can still see the hoof print in the mountain today.
Yes.
True story. It happened just last month, actually.
You're trying to recreate it.
Yeah. No, the real reason why the mountain looks like that, it is a dent in the mountain. Any geologists in the group? No? There is a geological term called pressure peeling, or prismatic pressure peeling, and this goes back to what we talked about with the glaciers. It would be, like I said, 2 kilometers of solid ice on top of all the mountains, and the sheer weight of all of that ice actually compressed the mountain together like a sponge. And now when the ice is melted and retracted, the mountains are slowly expanding again, almost like they're drawing its breath from being suffocated by the ice. And this causes some species of rock is more porous than others, and the most porous ones, they tend to crack and peel off and fall down. So what you see here is basically just a bunch of rock slides over the course of hundreds of years. So it's a hot spot for rock slides. That's why it looks like that. It's the same thing above your cruise ship, right over there at the top left. There's a lot of rock slides there as well.